law for how should we?
That is fine. Yeah.
Says to the library, we can watch or share. Okay. All right. Is that okay?
Yep.
Yeah. So we can take the glasses off and on.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Just minutes.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Hello, my dear masters. My name is Nanda. I'm from Dallas, Texas. So today we started with this new topic called as Spiritual Tuesdays, and today we are going to discuss about the topic called as the power of silence. So this is one of the important topic that we are going to discuss today. And before we start this program, let's start with meditation for 10 minutes, and then we can start our program regarding that particular topic called as silence, the importance of silence and the power of silence. Thank you. Yeah. Let's start with the meditation. So we will do this silence meditation, try to observe our normal and natural breath. Sit comfortably. Take comfortable posture. Cross your legs. Clasp your hands. Fingers into fingers. Observe your normal and natural breath, my dear friends. Focus on your normal and natural breath, my dear friends. Listen to the inner sounds that are within. Observe all the processes within your body. Try to focus on the gap between your breaths. Last 3 minutes. Last 2 minutes. Observe your normal and natural breath movements. Last 30 seconds. Please place your hands on your eyes. On a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes with a good smile on your face. Hello, my dear masters. Today, we are going to talk about a topic called as the power of silence. So, the power of silence is one of the greatest tools that we are having. We don't realize that we are having this powerful tool with us. But power of silence is one of the most important tools. Before we go into this meditations, right? So most of the people should practice silence, being in silence. Before meditation, before dhyana, mauna comes first. So mauna is the first noble truth. Like you need to follow mauna first. Once you start practicing Mona, it becomes very much easier for each and everyone to practice Dhyana. So Dhyana is about practicing meditation. Mona is about practicing the silence, inner silence. So these are very important for everyone to explore in their lives. So that's the reason this is considered very important topic next to the meditation, right next to the meditation. And I would like to tell you that there are normal people have practiced this silence, and then they have become Mahatmas. Take for example Mahatma Gandhi. So Mahatma Gandhi used to practice this silence. So he used to practice silence one day, silence for the whole week. So he used to practice that every day. He used to every week he used to practice a single day in complete silence. That's where he started becoming Mahatma. That's where uh, he started becoming Mahatma, and then he used to choose his words very wisely. When you go into this silence, right? So you can make your mind empty, and then you can choose your words very wisely, as well as you can create and you can also manifest your thoughts. That's what Mahatma Gandhi has practiced. So Mahatma Gandhi, when he was thrown out of a train from South Africa, he never retaliated them. So he controlled himself. So he went into silence, and then he started to think about that, and then he started to manifest a new thing called as freedom of India, where he achieved that with the help of silence and non-violence. So everyone can practice this silence, and then they can become as great as Mahatma Gandhi ji. So, so spirituality, as I said earlier, it's about no mind. So, Osho also has told many times that we need to practice no mind. No mind comes from practicing silence. So, meditation begins with silencing your mind by removing all the thoughts, and then we need to give our monkey brain a work so that you can focus on that particular thought or work. So we are trying to give our monkey brain a work to observe our normal and natural breath, right? So that will completely reduce all the thoughts, and then it makes you to become into this meditative state with the help of silence. So silence is very important, my dear friends. And even Patriji also, he was in silence in the year of 1995. So he was completely in silence for the whole year. He never spoke. So silence basically creates a greater energy, because in our daily life, right? So we use energy as a main driving force to do a lot of activities, right? So when you practice silence, we are conserving those energies. By conserving those energies, right? So we are going to manifest greater amount of thoughts, as well as greater amounts of activities that needs to be done in the future. So Patriji has did not open his mouth for the whole year in 1995, and he was able to create a lot of energy for all the future activities that he has been doing. And whenever there are many ways to communicate, even though if you are in silence. So we can write a note, and then we can give it to people, and then make them do the work. So there are many ways we can give some indications. So similarly, it's not like always having speech is more powerful. It's not like that. Silence can also be a greater tool. And we have one more great saint called as Meher Baba. So Meher Baba also did not speak for about 45 years. He did not open his mouth. And even in India, in Andhra Pradesh, we have one more yogi who hasn't spoke for almost his entire lifetime. So there are many great yogis who haven't spoke in their complete lifetime. They used to go into this mountains and then caves, and then they used to sit for meditations, hours and years of meditation. They used to only appear on a single day, uh, so that they can give the wisdom to the public. But there are a lot of other yogis who have been doing this one. So mauna, the silence is very, very important. And silence doesn't mean that it is the absence of sound. Silence um, is is a basic mechanism where you can observe your own internal sounds. You need to understand that, and we need to. It silence basically helps you to understand and understand profoundly about your presence, about the importance of your presence, like the importance of yourself, or else the importance of others. So when you try to be in silence, right, so you can observe yourself, and then you can know the importance of yourself. You can know about your soul purpose. Similarly, when you observe, when you start doing this silence, right, so you can also observe and relate to others. So you can also know the importance of others by not judging. So these are all different types of mechanisms that help us to evolve in our soul evolution. And one of the important topic is, um, take for example, when you take a keyboard, right? So there are many notes on the keyboard, right? And there is a small gap between each node. And this node, the small gap basically helps you to make a pleasant music. Similarly, when you build a house, right, the emptiness in the house is all it matters, not the exterior walls, not the exterior structure and everything. The useful part of the house is emptiness. The emptiness is called as silence. So always practicing silence is very important. And I would like to tell you a story about a merchant. So um, in ancient India, there was a yogi who was doing meditation, and he was very much aware of the present tense. He was completely in silence, and he was doing that. And a lot of people nearby villages, they got attracted to this yogi, and they came to this yogi to ask to solve their problems. And one of the merchant who was little old, he bought his two sons to this particular yogi. So these two sons were having conflict in their life. So they were having some differences in their life. So this yogi, so they wanted to get an answer to their problem from this yogi. So they approached this yogi, and since his father was a practitioner of this meditation as well as this silence, he was a disciple of this particular yogi. So his father was able to sit in meditation and practice this silence. Similarly, the yogi, before giving any solutions to them, he asked them to practice this silence. So they practiced this silence. So they practiced this silence, and initially they were reluctant to practice this silence, because whenever they were trying to practice this silence, right, so they were getting lot of thoughts. So they were unable to concentrate. They were unable to get to that silence spot, get to the present moment. So it was very difficult for them initially, but after some time they were able to find this silence. So they were able to practice this silence for about an hour or two. Once they have practiced this silence for about 1 hour or 2 hours, then the yogi asked them to open their eyes and then start asking them about their issues. So then these two brothers, they did not have any issue. They forgot all about the differences, because silence basically helped them to understand. understand about themselves. So they started understanding that, okay, we both of the brothers were having some misunderstandings due to all the other external factors, some due to the influence of other people. So they started to realize that, okay, they have misunderstood each other, and they also misunderstood due to some judgments made by themselves. So they also realized that, okay, I was judging my brother of some doing. So they were able to judge them. They were able to realize that, okay, they are doing this. They were able to misunderstand themselves using someone's expectations. And then they were able to judge each other. And they were able to realize that they were having some unspoken expectations about each other, that my brother is going to help me during my hardships or something like that. So they were having unspoken expectations. So all this, whenever those unspoken expectations were not met, they started feeling more and more envious towards each other, and then they started to get these differences. So they realized that, okay, these are all the reasons that have created real differences between each of us. They came to that realization. And due to this practice of silence, right? So they were able to know that, okay, they were able to realize that, okay, by practicing silence, we were able to know our true self. And then they started forgiving each other. And then they were able to resolve their own differences without the help of this yogi. So here it so silence is one of the best and one of the wonderful tools for everyone to practice, so that you can get rid of all these judgments, you can get rid of all the misunderstandings, you can get rid of all the unspoken expectations from anyone. So always try to maintain silence whenever it is required. So when you attend some meetings, right? So uh, in order for you to be in the present tense, right? So you need to silence your mind and listen to someone in the meeting. Then only you can completely understand the theory behind that meeting, and then you can speak about that. So silence is very important, friends. And silence basically will activate our heart chakra. So we always try to operate with our mental mind, right? With our mind. So mind is always very much active, and then with the help of mind, we make a lot of decisions. But when you try to practice this silence, right? So you will be able to uh, communicate in a better way. You will be able to take decisions in the right way. You will be able to take heartful decisions. That's what. So we have lots of different types of meditation, right? So one of the types of meditation is also called as heartful meditation by Daji. So yeah, so silence is also kind of meditation. So even in the Mahabharata, right, Arjuna spoke to Sri Krishna during the Mahabharata, right? So they were able to communicate with heart to heart communication. They were able to get that knowledge. Arjuna was able to receive that knowledge whenever he practiced this silence. And he was able to listen to all the teachings and all the wisdoms from Sri Krishna whenever he practiced this. So silence is very powerful, and it is going to activate your heart chakra. And heart chakra is basically going to make you more friendly towards each other. So we need to cultivate this habit of silence. And whenever you try to be in silence, right? So all the you can feel the presence of God, and you can able to silence is also called as communication with the God. So or with the prime creator, whoever is that. So the prime creator is going to connect to you whenever you are in silence. Then only you are going to receive a lot of different types of messages. And all the communication that is happening in the world is all due to this miscommunication. So when you try to be in silence and then try to do some sadhana, then you are going to activate your heart chakra. Whenever you activate your heart chakra, there are no misunderstandings in this world. And everything is very peaceful and joyful whenever you practice this silence. And silence is very important in one more aspect. When you see a lot of people talk nonsense, right? So they start they think that speech is one of the most powerful tool, and then they start all this rubbish. They start speaking about anything. Then whenever a silent person starts speaking, then you will realize the importance of silence. Then you will realize the true value of the silence and the power of silence. Because most of the people, they start speaking based upon their knowledge about this physical world. They always start talking about they always start talking using their mind. They always talk about the physical aspects of this world. They always talk about physical things that they know. But whenever whenever a person who practices this silence starts speaking, right? So he goes beyond this physical realm. So he tries to communicate with heart, and that will definitely change the whole aspect of your speech, or else that program. So silence is very important, my dear friends, because I was able to experience whenever I practice this silence in my daily life. So I was able to communicate with a lot of my friends with this heartful communication. I was able to realize that silence and meditation is going to help me, and I was able to realize that. And I was very much connected to all the friends who were doing this meditation as well as this silence practice daily. So I was able to openly acknowledge all their problems as well as all their hard work that they have been doing. So silence only brings that nature, because you're going to open your heart chakra. And we only try to speak to people or try to share any information whenever we feel a connection, right? So we are not going to share all our personal things without to anyone, right? Anyone in the world, right? So whenever you feel that trust, as well as whenever you feel that heartful connection is established between each other, then only you can start communicating, right? So silence and meditation, both of them will bring that particular qualities in us. So it brings you the heartful communication, as well as it also brings you the trust, like everyone can trust you, and then they can share all their problems. They can start getting guidance. So that is one of the important aspects, my dear friends. And the more quieter you become, the more you will be able to hear. So this is one of the greatest quote that I heard from Rumi. So I realized this particular quote, that quieter you become, the more you are going to hear. I realized this quote in one of the technological companies. So they have this tagline called as, the quieter you become, the more you are able to hear. I was wondering, these technological companies are also using this particular quote, but this particular quote was derived from this mystic called as Rumi, who was a spiritual scientist. So this particular thing, this particular quote basically helps you to hear a lot of things when you practice the silence and meditation. All the other world experiences, astral experiences, third eye experiences, they all come to your reality. They all provide you a lot of insights about the things that we are unaware of. So practicing meditation as well as listening to experiences, as well as practicing the silence. All of this will definitely help you to progress and to learn a lot of things that you are not aware of. We are just a small speck of sand. We know a small speck of sand that is available on the beach, but there is an entire ocean, there is an entire earth that needs to be known. So whenever you practice this silence, then you will be able to hear a lot of things. And now we'll come about the tools. How to practice this silence. We all listened about the greatness and the powerful and greatness about the silence, right? So we know that, but now how to practice this silence? So silence basically comes from by practicing meditation. So meditation is nothing but silencing your monkey mind. So we need to silence our monkey mind so that we can have zero thoughts. Once you have that zero thoughts, you can enhance your internal capabilities. All your senses, as well as all your senses, will get very much sharpened, and they will be more active. And you will also able to hear a lot of things that are unknown. Sometimes a thought might pop up into your brain because you are in that stillness, or else you are practicing that silenceness or present sense. So when you practice that present tense as well as this stillness, all the thoughts, they come to you. All the thoughts are from parallel universes. They come to you, and then these thoughts basically they help you. They help you to enhance your life, to do something in your life. So the best way is to practice meditation. When you practice meditation, you are automatically going to silence your mind, and you're going to silently listen to your body. You can do gratitude exercise when you do that, when you try to listen to your body. So we need to be thankful of everything. So silence basically helps you that. And one of the greatest example, right? So if you take an example of lotus flower, right? So lotus flower or any flower, basically lotus flower. So lotus flower is not going to blossom on any ocean or the water which is very turbulent in nature. So it is only going to blossom whenever there is a still water. So it's in a lake or somewhere else. When there is a still water, then only the lotus is going to blossom, right? Similarly, whenever our mind is having all these thoughts, right? So whenever our mind is completely filled with all thoughts, we will not be able to concentrate on ourselves, and we are not going to blossom we are not going to blossom ourselves. So in order to blossom ourselves, we need to practice this silence and then come back to this meditation. So meditation will basically helps you to practice this silence. And we also see, and one more example is like whenever you practice this silence or meditation, right, you will be able to acquire a lot of knowledge, right? So, but I would like to go with an example. So, you say suppose you can say suppose you're seeing a table which has a tablecloth in orange color, right? So whenever you switch on the light, right? So you were able to see that particular table with that particular tablecloth with some color. You can describe that color, you can describe the table, you can describe anything about that particular table, right? But if you turn off the light, right? If it is a night and if you turn off the light, then you are not able to see the table, table as well as table color or tablecloth color, table and everything, right? So you are not going to get that much information about that table. So you're only able to know that there is a table. That's it. And there is a tablecloth. That's it. But you're not going to know the description of that, right? So this basically helps us to understand that whenever you practice this silence as well as this meditation, right, you will be able to uh, light your soul, this soul with the wisdom. So whenever you practice this meditation as well as the silence, right, so you're going to light up your soul. Once you light up your soul, you're going to get all the wisdom. You're going to see all different aspects that are in the darkness. You can see both the light as well as the darkness. Darkness. We can also face the darkness of ourselves. That's the most important thing. So we need to accept ourselves and we need to face both the darkness as well as the brightness of ourselves. It's not only the unknown knowledge that we are getting. We are also getting, because most of us doesn't know about our dark side, right? So we need to know about our dark side before we become enlightened. So this particular meditation as well as the silence, basically they help us to know the unknown things that are within ourselves and that are outside. So we all need to practice this. So meditation and silence basically helps you to light your Apo Dipo Baba. You are your own light. You need to awaken yourself. This is from Gautama Buddha. And I would like to end with a small story. There was a person in a village when Gautama Buddha was alive. So he knows that Gautama Buddha knows everything. So he went to this Gautama Buddha. The person, he went to the Gautama Buddha and he started asking, I knew that you know everything about this world and other worlds. I just wanted to know. I have a lot of questions about this world as well as other worlds. Can you please explain me that? So this is the question that he put to Gautama Buddha. Gautama Buddha said that, okay, I know all the questions that you can ask. So I have all the answers, he said. So before I answer all of your questions, I wanted you to practice something, he told. If you agree to my condition, then only I'm going to provide you all the answers that you're having, all the questions, all the answers to all the questions that you're having. He told that. So that person, he unwillingly he started to accept that particular condition from Gautam Buddha, and then Gautam Buddha put a condition that you need to practice silence for about 1 day or something like that. You need to you need to silently observe me or practice that silence. He told that. So whenever I tell you to open your eyes, please try to practice that silence. Then he made him to sit for meditation with silence. So after a day, Gautam Buddha asked him, or after an hour, Gautam Buddha asked him to open his eyes. So within that span of the time, right, that particular person who came to Gautam Buddha, who practiced this 1 hour of meditation or 2 hours, 6 hours, don't know the number, but when he started practicing this, right, he was able to get all the information because he was able to lighten himself, and then he was able to get the wisdom. He was able to get answers to all the questions that he was having earlier. So once Gautam Buddha came to know that, okay, he was able to he was able to get that wisdom, or he was able to get that enlightenment, then he asked him to open his eyes. So when he opened his eyes, Gautam Buddha started asking, if you have any questions, put those questions so that I can answer. Then that person said that, okay, Gautamaji, I don't have any questions. I got all the questions in my meditation, in my silence. So basically, this particular example helps you to know the power of meditation as well as the power of silence. Silence is very, very powerful tool, my dear friends. It will basically avoid you to overcome all the difficulties that we face in our life, like avoiding the judgment, avoiding, or it basically helps you to build a character where you need not impress anyone. You can be true to yourself. So this all qualities will come with practice of silence and meditation and stillness, right? So when you practice this silence, you can also get that stillness. With that stillness, you can control whatever the things that you are having. There are a lot of yogis who practice this stillness, and they were able to get a lot of different types of magical powers. They have that big aura, which will basically help them to do whatever they want. So they have a larger aura. So whenever you practice meditation as well as this silence, you can have greater aura. You can dictate terms. You can start to visualize and manifest things. So with this little talk, I would like to end this particular topic called as the power of silence. Thank you, friends. And if anyone has any questions or if they want to share any experiences, please share your experiences. Thank you.
Can I ask?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you were saying the silence was of the mind. It is, of course, about the speech, but you were also mentioning about the silence of the mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously we'll be talking less, like, silent as in silent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, is that your question?
Yeah. So what if we keep silent, like not by not talking, then even my mind will become silent? In fact, I feel the other way around. Like if I'm keeping quiet, maybe my chattering will be more, but right?
Yes. Initially, it starts. So initially, whenever you practice meditation or whenever you try to practice this silence, right, your mind starts to think a lot of things, and then you will come to that realization that, okay, I'm getting this many thoughts. Later on, you start focusing on yourself, and then you can reduce all those thoughts. So this is this is like upskilling ourselves. We are trying to practice ourselves, and then it happens to each and everyone. So this is all a process where you get a lot of thoughts, and then you realize that, okay, this is the time that I need to prioritize my thoughts, and then you can reduce those thoughts based upon your realizations, and therefore you can achieve that stillness in your life.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And during, if I can ask, if anybody wants to go ahead, they can ask actually. But for the experience, when you say, like, until now, since I'm meditating for a year now, I meditate mostly every day, unless if I go on a vacation, then I cannot do it. But otherwise, I do 1 hour meditation every day, or sometimes even more. But the thing is, like, my body gets light, and I get the physically I feel, and I get into trance, but I don't see anything. Sometimes I feel like I can see some colors, but what is that? Like, until now, it is too early, I think. It could be too early. I know, like, I have to yet work more on it. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So that's what, right? Expectations. So silence will reduce that expectation. So when you practice when you practice meditation, right? So you're going to, when you practice more meditation, you will reduce those expectations. So all these experiences that we get during this meditation, right? So they are part of all the 7 bodies that we are having. So each one of the experiences tied to one of the bodies. So whenever that body gets sufficient amount of energy, you might get those experiences. And it is not necessary that each and everyone needs to get those experiences. So since I have been practicing meditation for some time, but I used to get some experiences during my childhood, but I never got experiences later in my part of my life. But I know that it is for real, and I believe in that because my wife, who does meditation, who came into this meditation after getting married to me, from the day one, she used to get all this third eye experiences, speaking to other masters. So she used to get all of these experiences. So I was able to, I can believe that because she is my wife and she knows the things are real, right? So
Yeah.
he's from science background. She only believes that she only believes in science, and then she has experimented a lot of things, and then she has read a lot of books. By reading and by experimenting, right, you will be able to acquire a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not necessary that everyone needs to have those experiences, and it all depends upon your past life also.
Mm.
So if you have already experienced all of them in your past life, right, so then there is no need to experience it now. So
Yeah.
if you already have them in your soul knowledge, in your subconscious brain, right, all those experiences, then there is no need to experience right now. If a cup is filled with water, then you can't fill some more with some
Mm-hmm.
water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it all spills
Yeah.
out. That's the
So
reason.
I totally believe in this, not even having that, any vision, but the connection with Patriji is so strong. So that is attracting me. I don't know what it is, but
Yes.
that's the thing. I don't know what is there. So that's why I'm saying, like, it is something different, unusual.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. So, Patri sir, in the initial days, right? So, one of the master asked each and everyone about this particular thing. So, why did you come into this meditation? He started asking each and everyone. And when he asked the same question to Patri sir, so Patri sir used to say that I came to meditation with the help of a friend, and I came into meditation, and I'm doing daily meditation because I want to make all my friends to sit in meditation. So
Mm-hmm.
he believed that each and every one of us is his friends. That's the reason he wants to completely transform all his friends to
Yeah.
become Maitreya Buddhas. So that's the reason we are all so much attracted to him, because
I
he literally wants to change each and every one of us. Yes,
Right. Yeah.
yes.
That power is terrific. Like, it's definitely there. I can see that. Yeah.
And he teaches a lot of things that we
Mhm.
need to adopt in our life. So whenever you try to observe him, each and every second is a teaching. So by being in his company, we can learn how to cook food, can learn how to eat food. So there are a lot of other aspects that we can learn from him.
I know so many questions, so maybe we'll go one by one.
Yes,
lot
ma'am.
of lot of them. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So
Thank you.
anyone has any questions or anyone wants to share anything, please. Okay. Okay, Sabita ji, okay, Surika garu, and Anuradha garu. So we will wind up this session with a small 5 minutes meditation, and then we'll close this session. Okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah. Sit comfortably. Cross your legs. Clasp your hands. Observe your normal and natural breath, my dear friends. Observe all the internal sounds that you get, that you hear from within the body. Focus on your inner self. Observe your normal, natural breath. So your normal natural breath last 3 minutes. Last 2 minutes, maybe. In this sentence, we are trying to connect from body consciousness to soul consciousness. Last 1 minute difference. Last 30 seconds. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please place your hands on your eyes. Open your eyes with a good smile on your face. So before we end this topic, thank you, friends, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And before we end this topic, so we had this particular. There is a movie called. There is a movie in Tamil, in Malayalam, which provides you the importance of the silence. So when you get some time, so you can watch that particular movie. It is called as where the whole city gets a disease, same like COVID. Whenever someone tries to speak, all the nonsense. So they in that movie they try to avoid speaking much, and then they all go into the silence. And when they practice the silence, they were able to resolve a lot of issues in their city. So this is one of the movie that we have watched, and yeah. Thank you, friends. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and see you all next week, same time, same day.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
With a
you.
new topic. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.